we're finally ready for part 2. Now in part 2, I'm going to be drawing the pattern off on my paper so that you can see the lines. And start drawing out our pattern. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do, and I apologize for that glare up here. I'm not sure what's causing that. But tried to move over to another location down here in the basement. So one of these days I'm going to get this place right, my space right. But for now, we just got to deal with it. All right, we're going to draw our border first because you can tell that I've drawn this flamingo diagonally. And so that's what the client wanted. She wanted to be able to hang it on point. So that's what I did. Now you can go look at some other ones on Barn Quilts International or Barn Quilts Addicts Facebook pages and see how other folks have drawn this flamingo. But this one is my version. And so let's draw these borders first because that's not going to interfere with our flamingo pattern. But it'll give us our space that we need to work inside. And that's why I like doing that border first. Okay, the only thing I'm going to do, I need 4 1-inch lines. So all I'm going to do now is mark off my 1-inch lines, if I can get the ruler laying right. And you may be able to see these blocks. You know, I'm drawing it on paper for you guys. And so you may be able to see these blocks. I'm trying to keep my head out of your way. So that's going to take a little bit. I'm just going to do 1 inch all the way around. And I'll be right back. Okay. So you're probably thinking, why did she go all the way around when she's just going to do 4-inch border? Well, I wanted to mark those 1-inch marks because we're going to need that when we draw our flamingo. So I should have said that before I got started. But now all I'm going to do is just connect 4 lines. So we'll have 4 1-inch borders around this block. Okay, so we've got our 4 lines, and now we need to draw the center. These 2 lines in the center are the ones that we're going to be working with. So, when I have to tell you a boo-boo. When I was drawing the pattern out for you guys the first time, I made a mistake and started here with this line, with this block, these blocks. I started here instead of back here. So be careful when you're doing that, unless you want to get rid of that center block and just have 4 going this way and 4 this way meeting in the middle. You can do that just by starting here. But you're going to have 3, you'll have 3 inches blank right there if you do that. But it'll be fine. It will be fine. But I'm going to do it the way I did it. So I changed my color on my Sharpie, so I'm hoping it'll show better. So here is our border. Would that help if I scratch that in just a little bit? I'll do it down here in this one corner. So here is the black border all the way around our flamingo. I'm going to do it here, so, and I'm going to do it on this one too. So all this is going to be black. Y'all know, take screenshots anytime. I just think maybe this would be a little bit easier to kind of focus in on what I'm doing. Because y'all might not want to stick around for the painting part. The painting and the taping. If you've done this before, you're not going to want to be that bored. But if you're new to this and never done it before, I have a lot of tips and tricks and ways I shape up things, and that's just easier for me, and it's tips and tricks about having your tape down right, and you won't have bleed through, that kind of thing. So stick around if you want to see that part. Alright, so again, we're working with these 2 lines here. Alright, now, these 2 right here, I painted black. So that's a 2 by 2 block, a 4 blocks, see? And I painted those black. So that's pretty easy. Now that will help us on this 4th block over. It's up 2 and 3. 4 over. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you know where you're at. So all we're going to do there is start marking off every 2 inches. So when I made those tick marks every 1 inch, that's not only going to help us draw our flamingo, but it's going to help with this border as well. So that's already marked off 1. So I'm just marking off every 2 inches. Okay. Let me just do it all the way around. Alright, now let's start drawing. Let's look. This is called, this pattern, I don't know if y'all realize that or not. This pattern is called flying geese. That's what those arrows are. It's flying geese. That's what, in my book, that's what they call it. And you can make those arrows of triangles or triangles. You can make them as big as you want to. So a lot of people put big ones around their quilt patterns, or just make a whole quilt of nothing but flying geese. So what we did here, I want you to see this. I'm going to start down here so you can see it, and hopefully I'll remember to put it back up. All right, so here is our 2-inch. It's a 2x2 block. So we have this line in the middle that we drew previously, and we have every 2 inches here. So all we're going to do is go to the end of that block, right in the center, and draw it from corner to corner. See that? We could go this way. So there's 4. Now watch it. Watch this. See, that's blank. And they're going to reverse direction. So they're going into each other. Okay, see that? Now, if you wanted to make that one black as well, you could start here and they would meet in the middle. But I thought that was, I don't know. I wanted a blank spot here, and I'm not sure what I could do here. If you had a little stencil of a flamingo, you could put it there, or you could put some dots, just like pink dots. If you was putting it in a little girl's room or something, you could put some little pink dots there. So I just kind of wanted to leave that open. Alright, so here we go. We're going to go 4 toward the center. So on the left side, it's going from left to right. All right, here you go. So we're going from right to left again. And I went ahead and done the other part of the pattern so you wouldn't have to keep watching that over and over. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. You wouldn't have to keep watching me draw lines. Uh-oh. Going into the... Sorry, y'all. Okay, so I went ahead and drew all the way around it so you wouldn't have to keep watching me do that again. All right, now, hang on just a minute. We're going to start drawing that flamingo. Okay, you guys want to take a screenshot of that? Let me get you up here a little bit. You want to take a screenshot of that before we start drawing the flamingo? This part, drawing the flamingo, is a little bit different, okay? Let me tell you what I did. I drew my flamingo this way. and I cut it out. I did it on paper, and I cut it out. And, you know, other people got different ways of doing things. I'm just telling you my way. And I cut it out. And then I drew this part on my board. I cut my flamingo out and made like a template. And you could make it on just plain paper like I did. Or if you have some of that stiff plastic stencil and paper to make your own stencil, and that's probably what I'm going to do with this one. But for now, it's just on this paper, so alright, y'all get ready. Don't be laughing at me. Let's fix this. Well, don't laugh now. But here she is. See her? Now, you can take a screenshot of that. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw her on here like this. And then you can cut it out. And see, her legs are longer because I didn't do her legs. I just did her body. And then once I got her centered on my board, just like this, I got it centered. Then I drew her legs on. So you see what I'm saying I did? Alright, so I'm going to draw this now. Not her legs. But I'm just drawing her on here. And I'll come back and have some measurements for you. Hang on a minute. I'm not going to draw it. I'm going to draw it in front of y'all. Y'all might have got mixed up about that. I might have I misstated that, I think. I'm going to draw it in front of you. But I'm going to make my tick marks first so that I can come back and explain it to y'all without too much confusion, because I don't need to be thinking about it while I'm talking to y'all. I need to just tell you. Hang on a minute. So let me tell you what I did and what I'm going to do. I went ahead and put my marks here using my template. But what I'm going to do, you remember those lines we said we needed every 1 inch? So it doesn't get too confusing, I'm going to draw my lines in pencil. So it's going to be a 1 inch grid all the way around inside this, using those tick marks that we made. Let me show you. Now, if you're using the back of Christmas paper, make sure, measure it, make sure it's 1 inch. But a lot of the Christmas wrapping paper has that grid on the back. Or if you're using this flip chart paper like I am, but I have flipped it over to the back side so that it wouldn't confuse you if you didn't have the flip chart paper. So if that's what you're using, so you already have your lines. You won't have to do this. But let me go down through here and mark my 1 inch grid, and I'll be right back. It'll be easier to explain this to you. Okay, here you go. Now I've made my 1 inch grid here. You can see these dots a little bit better. We're going to draw our flamingo in blue. Now, if you wanted to, you could try to do it this way, and that would work. I think this is actually a point-based pattern, where you measure and then connect the dots. And I know that would probably work better than having to cut this out and lay it on your board. But I'm trying to do it the way I can explain it. And I think that points based, I'm not sure I'm the best explainer in the world. So we're going to do it this way. Okay, so let's start over here in the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And on the left-hand side of that 5th block, about a quarter of the way down, I made a tick mark. And I counted 1, 2, 2 more. And I made a tick mark. And we're just going to connect those. That's the top of his head. I'm going to put this up here so you can see. We just did that. Now let's draw this part in here. Alright, go down 3. 1, 2, 3. And about a quarter of the way down inside the 4th block, I made a tick mark. I went over 1 and made a tick mark. About the center here. And then skip 1 and make another tick mark. About 3/4 of the way over. Now, if you wanted to put them straight on these lines, you could do that. It'll work that way as well. But then you're going to have to measure all these out too. So just try to follow what I'm saying, okay? All right, now we're going to draw this down in here. We're just going to connect that line. We're going to connect this line back up here. We're going to connect this line to that line. All right. Now, let's count again. 1, 2. And on this line here, let's count over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And about the center of that, we're going to draw another tick mark. And then we're going to go back up here and connect those. Now, we just drew this part right in here. Alright, let's go down again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then about in the corner of that one, I made another tick mark. Go over 1 in the corner right hand side of number 6. Alright, and then the right hand side bottom of number 6, I made another tick mark. Alright, we're still on this row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and on the 8th one, about 3/4 of the way down, 3/4 over, I made another tick mark. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And on the bottom of the 10th one, about 3/4 of the way over, I made another tick mark. Alright, so now let's draw the rest of his head. Connect that one. We're going to connect this one. And then go back and connect that one. This is the hardest part. Just kind of keep focused on. Alright, see this one? We're going to connect it to that one. Make sure I'm telling you right. Now, connect to this one. See this one? We're going to connect to that one. And then, we're going to connect these two and these two like that. See, that's the top of his little mouth. Alright. Now, I left that one. Let's go ahead and connect that one. Alright, so now you got You got the top of his head going. All right, now let's go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And about 3/4 of the way down, 3/4 over, I made a tick mark. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And about 3/4 of the way to the left, and 3/4 down, I made another tick mark. We're not going to hold on to that one a minute. I think I might make it a little bit easier explaining by doing this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that was about middle ways, not quite in the center. Now see that one up here? No, this one. See this one? We're going to go down through here with it. So that really just needs to line up this way. The only reason you needed that one is so you can connect his beak to it. Alright, so let's go right here and right here. And look at that. And we're going to draw a line there. And now we're going to finish making his beak going into that. See that? And I just drew, just on my own, I just drew his eye like that. Now see, I'm starting to make it. Does it make sense a little bit now? Okay. We're going to go down. We're just kind of going down and then over, kind of keep it together. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, we're on row 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you see I kind of went about in the middle. So that's number 10 on the 7th row. 11, 12. So in block 12, the left-hand side, I put another tick mark. All right, now let's go, keep going down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On the left-hand side of 6, about 3/4 of the way down, I made another tick mark. All right. Trying to keep myself straight too. Okay. All right, let's go to this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the corner of the 5th one, make a tick mark. All right, now let's try to connect some of these. We're going to connect that one. I'm trying to make sure I'm on target with this one. That one. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's lay it back over here. I think I missed this one. I did. All right, there you go. 1, 2, 3. I don't know if you noticed this or not, but what I did to make my points, I just stuck a little hole in my pattern. Can you see that? So when I made a tick mark on my board, it would show through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Same where that, same line that this one's on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And about the center of it. It's almost the center. And then we're going to draw the bottom of that one up here, like that. And then, you see this one here? We're going to connect them. And there's his neck. Alright, so now let's do some more tick marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Left hand corner is 7. 8, 9. Left hand corner is 9. So we've got that. Alright, let's start connecting the top of him now. Alright, remember that one that we did? We'll connect it. And we're going to connect this one and that one. See? We're starting to draw that. Alright, remember this one that we did? We're going to connect it. Alright, now let's keep going down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Feel free to rewind and watch it again. On the 7th one, not quite on the bottom, but about 3/4 of the way over, I made a tick mark. Alright, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's about 3/4 of the way over from the left and 1/4 of the way down. Right there. Alright. Let's do a couple more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, at 9, go over 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And about 3/4 over from the right to the left, make you a tick mark. Alright, now let's start again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right in the center of 9. Alright, we're on this line now. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Somewhere right in the corner of 14. Near the corner, I made a tick mark. 15, 16, and I made a tick mark in the corner. Alright, now let's connect those. Alright, let's go back here. Find that one right here at the top. And we're going to connect it to the one down below it. And we're going to connect all of these right here. These 3 in a row. We're going to connect them. We're coming back to that one. Alright, now let's go to that one. We are going to go all the way over from that one and just draw the line across on the top. And then we're going to connect these two. And then we're going to connect this one over here with the one down there in that corner. And we're going to go back to this one now and connect it. And We're going to connect that. So you could have put that right in the corner if you wanted to. And we're going to connect it all the way over here. So you've actually got a straight line here. Alright, now okay, this is open right here. We got that. This and this. Alright, let's do these. Now I'm not counting from the bottom up. I'm just trying to go from the top down to keep it from being so confusing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And in the left hand corner of 8, put a dot. 9, 10. And then about 3/4 of the way, kind of right inside of 10, make you a tick mark. Alright, now let's connect some more. So we're going to go over here. Here's his neck. I'm going to connect it to that, the next to the last one that we drew. Now from there, we're going back to that one. You know, I told you we would use it, so we are. There you go. And then we're going to connect this to this. And I put that there so that we could line it up. There you go. Now, when you get that cut out, remember these little dots? Just make your little hole so when you make your dot on your board with your heat erasable pen, it'll show up. And I'll show you that again as we're drawing it on our board. And again, we'll do the feet later because they're just straight lines. All right. Making sure I got it all so you can see it. Yep. I got it. That's it. I'll put this on there so you can see. See? All right. Now, we're going to start drawing our pattern on our board next. And it's going to be the same thing as I did on this one. So if you want to fast forward that, or take a screenshot here, and you've got your pattern. If you want your flamingo to be horizontal like this, or vertical, and not be on point, you're done with your pattern. You don't have to cut it out. Just draw the feet, you know. Make sure they kind of cross like a 4 and make that little thing right here. So you could just measure yours the way you want to. So that's the pattern if you want it just squared off. But I'm going to go ahead and do mine again vertical. I mean on point, because the person that I'm gifting this to would rather have it on point too. Alright. Y'all want me to cut that out? No, I'm going to leave it there and just use my pattern. That way I'll have it if I ever go to do it again. Alright, let me get the board ready. Okay, here we go. Now, let me show you what I use to draw my pattern on my board with. You could use different things like pencils, and there's those erasable colored pencils that I never could get it to erase. And here's my thing with anything that erases, you know, when you use the white eraser or the pink one, you always have that eraser trash, and there's nothing wrong with that. You can get rid of it, but I like these heat erasable pens And my favorite brand so far is this Ibotti, Ibotti. Is that coming in focus for you? Not sure if you can see that or not. I'm trying to get it to focus. Anyway, that's the way it comes, and you get red, blue, black, and a white. Now the white, I haven't found a use for it yet, because like if you have a black background and you're drawing your pattern on top of that background, most of this heat erasable pen, the ink is going to be on top of the black unless you get rid of it really good. Now you could take something and like a paper towel or a soft cloth, damp cloth, and get rid of it so it's gone. But if you leave that on there, not painted and not washed off, no matter how much heat you put to it, it'll come back. But they will not come back as long as you get rid of the ink. You can paint over it, you're fine, or wash it off, you're fine. So what I do, let me just make a mark here. I've shown you this before, but I want to do it again. And I'll be showing you this on through the video too. But say I got that mark, and let me zero in on it. And I'm not afraid to do this because I'm trying to make sure I got right in on that so you can see it, right? Can you see that right here? Right here. Okay. So I'm taking, this is just an embossing tool, but you can use a hair dryer as well. But this only gets 350. This particular one just gets to 300 watts. So it's not gonna, as long as I don't hold it right down on my paint, it's not gonna blister it. But watch this. See, it just gets rid of it, and when you're drawing your pattern and you're taping up, you just use that to get rid of it. And you're painting over top of it so it's gone. Or if you don't have that, like I said, just use a soft, real damp, not wet, just barely damp cloth, and it'll get rid of it. But let me show you, well, I got this up here. Right here, I think you can see. Alright, so here's one of the pens, and you get 4 of the cartridges, but you get like, I don't know, different size boxes. I can't remember how many I got in this one. Maybe 20 or so ink cartridges like that. But you get 4 of these plastic pens. And all you do is just unscrew it at the end, stick your pen in there, and screw it back together. Well, there you go. And just screw it back together. And then I always keep the bottom on mine too when I'm not using it. And I store it that way. Because if you store it this way, the ink's going to run back down and it won't come out. And it'll dry up too. Then the reason I say that's my favorite one, here's one that I hadn't opened yet. I'm just not sure that this is really, let's see here. Alright, see this comes on top of it. And you just pull it off like that. And can you see that rounded edge? That is my favorite one. And the reason these are my favorite is because of that ball point on the end. Here is another brand, and I've got almost all of them left because it's just like a point. So if I've got 2 coats of my sealer on here, these are bad, and I'm heavy-handed too, I know that. But when you use this, it digs down into the into your keels, and so they're really hard to get off. And even if you get rid of the ink, the mark is still there. So I don't know, it's just easier for me. I just really rather have that ball point on the end. All right, so what I'm going to do now is the same thing that we did before. I'm just going to take my ruler and I'm going to mark it off. Every 1 inch. And again, you need 4 inches on each side. And that's what we're going to mark first. So see, I'm marking it with my heat erasable pen. And I'll do one side here on camera, and I'll finish the rest of it. Okay, I'll just do the bottom part here where you could see it good, and then I'll finish the rest of it when it's off camera. So what I'll do is just mark my 4 lines here. And I'm just going to connect these. And as we go, I'll show you how to get rid of those lines. Let me zero in on that a little bit more. Let's see if that works. Of course, sometimes, you might have to go, especially if the ink's about out. And this one might be about out, I'm not sure. But we're going to keep on until it's gone. There you go. So we got our 4 lines here. Now I'm going to mark the top of my board up there every 1 inch, and the sides every 1 inch, and then I'm going to connect it. But like we did before, I'm going to leave this part. So I'm looking in the camera, and I sure hope you guys can see these lines down in here. That's why I use that paper, because it's just so hard for you to see the lines. But I'm going to finish drawing the pattern, and I think what we'll do to make it easier, I think what I'm going to do is finish drawing the pattern around the border, and then we'll paint that, and then we'll come back to the flamingo in the center, and we'll draw it and paint it. I think that might be the easiest thing.